So good morning to all once again. We will start our today's session now. Uh, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Uh, so we were discussing about the potential divider biasing. We will have a quick review about yesterday's session. So potential divider biasing we were discussing. So we have understood that it is the most important and widely used method of biasing. Why it is called as potential divider? Because of this arrangement. Okay, the arrangement of R1 and R2. Right, due to this arrangement, the potential between VCC and ground is getting divided, so that's why it is called as potential divider biasing. Then we have analyzed this particular potential divider biasing circuit, and we have seen that there are two methods. So in first method is also called as approximation method. Okay, why it is called as approximation method? Because we have approximated here that IB is approximately equals to 0. So in this particular method, you will not be able to find out the value of IB, exact value of IB, because you have already approximated to the 0. Similarly, if beta is given, that is amplification factor, you cannot uh, determine the amplification factor, or if amplification is factor is given, that is beta is given in your circuit, then also this method is not, you cannot use this particular method. Then we have already seen this, and we have derived a specific formula related to it, V2, IC and VC. Then there is a second circuit analysis method. It was using Thevenin's theorem. So what is Thevenin's theorem? That Thevenin's theorem is nothing but it gives you simplification of your circuit, right? If there are multiple voltage source or very complex resistive network is there, so Thevenin can be used in order to simplify, and at the end you will be getting with only VTH and RTH, that is Thevenin's equivalent voltage and Thevenin's equivalent resistor. Only two parameters will be there. So ultimately you can convert all the complex circuit into the simplified way by using Thevenin's theorem. So in second method of circuit analysis of potential divider biasing, first you have to convert your given circuit into Thevenin's equivalent circuit. Okay. And how will you convert your circuit into Thevenin circuit? So for that you need to calculate VTH and RTH. Output side is the same. There is no change in the output side. Then we have derived the formula for VTH and RTH. RTH is nothing but a parallel combination of R1 and R2 resistors, whereas VTH is nothing but a V2 of earlier method. It is the same. Then again we have done some analysis. We have applied KVL, Kirchhoff's voltage law, to the input side, and Kirchhoff's voltage law to the output side as well. By applying Kirchhoff's voltage law to the input side, we have got this particular exact value of your IB. Okay, so you can now calculate the exact value of IB. So since this is the exact method, there is no approximation. Okay, so that's why you will get the value of IB, and then from the value of IB, you will also get the value of IC. All right. Similarly, by applying KVL to the output side, so when you are applying KVL to the output side, this particular equation will be the same as compared to the earlier method equation, VC equation. Okay, so there is no change in this particular thing. Then we have started with we have seen one simple example. So one circuit was given like this with different parameters having values. R1 is 6 kilo ohm, R2 is 3 kilo ohm, RC is 470 ohm, and RE is 1 kilo ohm, and VCC is 15 volt. So the example was as follows. The circuit shown in the figure uses silicon transistor. You have to find out the values of VCE and IC, that is collector to emitter voltage and collector current. This was your requirement. Then we have just followed our process that first we have calculated V2. So this example we have solved with the first method, right? So in first method, we need to calculate V2 first. V2 is nothing but voltage across R2. Okay, voltage across R2. So we have calculated V2 by just putting the values, and we have got the answer, right? 5 volt. Then again we have applied KVL to the input loop. This is your input loop. This is your input loop. We have applied KVL to the input loop, and then we have given the polarity. This is plus, this is minus. No, VB drop यहाँ पे होगा. VB is 0.7 for silicon, and again plus minus. So the sign are required because while applying KVL, you need to collect all the voltage drops in your loop, and the polarity will be, you have to observe last sign. So if you are moving in this direction, then you need to observe the last sign. In this case, the last sign is positive, so that's why the V2 will be positive. So we have taken it as a V2, no? V2 will be positive. Similarly, VB, we are moving in this direction, last sign is minus, so VB is minus. This drop is nothing but V, so V is also minus. So similarly, we have to take care of the KVL, all terms in the KVL, right? So we have identified this, and we have also calculated the value of IE. So IE we got 4.3 milliampere. Then again we know that IC is nothing but it is equivalent to IE, because we have approximated IB equals to 0. So IC, the value of IC will also 4.3 milliampere, same as to the IE. Okay. Then we have applied KVL to the output side. So this is your output circuit. Then again you have to collect the drops, voltage drop जितने भी है ना, in this direction. Suppose first drop is VCC. So VCC is taken as positive. Then this drop is there, voltage drop, plus minus. Always remember current flows from positive to negative. So this is VC's polarity, VC, right? VC. Pardon my writing. Then again there is drop across this, right? So then we have to collect these terms. So you can see here it can be shown as VCC. Again you have to remember the sign, last sign. So if you are moving in this direction, then last sign will be minus. So hence ICRC is minus. Similarly VC is minus, minus VC, and IRE also minus. So in this way you got this equation by applying KVL, and corresponding you get by certain manipulation. This is your final VC. Then we already had the values, 15 volt minus 4.3 milliampere. Okay, all values we have put here, and we got the final value of VC equal to 8.68 volt. This much part we have already seen in the last session. Now we will proceed with our today's session, and we will solve the same example by second method. Okay. So now two important points you should remember about potential divider biasing in method 2. Method 2 is nothing but Thevenin's theorem. तो ऐसा कुछ इसको नाम नहीं है. ओके, मेथड 1, मेथड 2, दिस इज जस्ट फॉर आवर अंडरस्टैंडिंग. आप थेवेनिन्स थ्योरम को मेथड 1 भी बोल सकते हैं, करस्पॉन्डिंग. सो ऐसा कुछ ऑफिशियली नाम नहीं है, राइट? दिस इज फॉर जस्ट आवर अंडरस्टैंडिंग. Then method 2 is nothing but we are solving this particular problem by using Thevenin's theorem. All right. So 2 point is important is that when to use method 1 and when you can solve the problem by using method 2. So this question you should be completely clearly you should understand this question completely. Okay. So first point, if there is, I'm just giving the answer of that question, when to use method 1 and when to use method 2. So when in your example the beta value of beta is given, then you need to use Thevenin's theorem. Or if in question they have asked the value of base current, then also you need to go with the method 2. एक तो अगर बीटा पूछा है या फिर आई बी, दे हैव आस्क यू बीटा और आई बी. बीटा जनरली पूछते नहीं है, इट इज ओनली गिवन. आई बी कैन बी आस्क्ड. So in both times you have to go with the method 2. If in your question there is no mention of beta, neither IB is asked, then you need to solve your problem by method 1. Okay, so this is very important point and I hope you note it down in your notes also. All right. Then for solving this particular problem using Thevenin's theorem, first and foremost thing you need to do is you need to convert this given circuit into Thevenin's equivalent circuit. Okay, so in Thevenin's equivalent circuit, you need to first calculate the Thevenin's equivalent voltage VTH and Thevenin's equivalent resistor RTH. So there is a formula for VTH which is R2 divided by R1 plus R2 into VCC. So we have to just put the value and we will get the answer as VTH equals to 5 volt. Now you can compare this VTH, the value of this VTH was nothing but in earlier case it was V2. मेथड 1 का जो V2 था और यहाँ का जो VTH है, both are equal only. Alright, this is the additional parameter RTH. RTH again, it is nothing but a parallel combination of R1 and R2. So you can apply this formula and you will get the value of 2 kilo ohm. Okay. सबसे पहले क्या करना है आपको, you have to first calculate the value of VTH and RTH and then you have to convert this given circuit into Thevenin's equivalent circuit. So this is our Thevenin's equivalent circuit. You can observe here that input side has been changed only, whereas the output side is remaining constant. So the potential divider arrangement given by R1 and R2 is completely gone, and now you are getting simple loop of having VTH as a voltage source and RTH as a equivalent resistance. Okay. Now again, every time whenever you are solving this particular question, you have to go with this flow only. You have to again apply KVL to the input side. Suppose this is in this direction you are moving in your loop. So again you have to give the polarity. So this polarity is already given, VTH. This is plus, this is minus. Again you are moving in this direction. IB is also moving in this direction. So drop will be plus, minus. VB's drop is already given, plus, minus. Again RE drop is also given, plus, minus, because current always flows from positive to negative. Okay. Then once you are done with the polarities, then you have to collect all the terms, all the voltage drops, right? So here you can observe that first VTH is taken here, VTH, minus next drop is drop across RTH. So current flowing through RTH is IB and resistance value is RTH. So this drop becomes minus IB RTH. So here you can see minus IB RTH. Next drop is VB minus VB, and last one is IERE. So here it comes minus IER. All right. So again, you have to collect the terms on one side, then we will replace. Okay, so just let me once again, I will repeat it for you. So what we have done in the next stage, we have taken VTH on one side and remaining all other terms in another side, right? And then we have also replaced this IE by IC. Why? Because we know that IC is approximately equals to IE. In next step, we have replaced IC by beta times IB. Okay, this is the relation where beta is nothing but a current amplification factor in common emitter configuration. Okay, because in common emitter configuration, IC is output current, IB is input current. Output current divided by input current is beta, that is current gain. So again, we have replaced this IC by beta times IB. Now we will take IB common from both these terms. So remaining term VB is written as here, VTH equals to VB plus IB is taken as common and remaining terms are in bracket. So now I have written this particular equation in the form of IB because I am interested in the value of IB. So just you have to put the values here. We have find out VTH equal to 5 volts. So 5 minus 0.7 is VB divided by beta value is given as 100, RE is given as 1 kilo ohm. You can observe here. Plus RTH we have calculated it as 2 kilo ohm. You can do the simple calculation and find out this particular value. एक बार verify करके देखो whether you are getting it or not. I will give you a couple of minutes. Just try this calculation. Let me know whether it is correct or incorrect. Microampere means, what is the meaning of microampere? Micro stands for 10 to the power.
Minus 6.
Micro stands for
Minus
10 to the power minus 6. Milli matlab 10 to the power minus 3. So here you can observe that there was 3 decimal points. So ये क्या हो गया 10 to the power minus 3. मिली का ऑलरेडी 10 to the power minus 3 था. So minus 3 minus 6 हो गए. So once you got this particular value of IB, then you can find out the value of IC also, because we know that IC is equals to beta times IB. Value of beta is 100. You have to just multiply IB by 100 and you will get this value. Beta equals to 100 where it is given. Okay, so it is already mentioned in our problem. See here, beta equals to 100. They will give you the value of beta. So anyone just verify that whether these values are correct or not. All right. So I hope these values will be correct. अगर रॉन्ग होगे तो आप बता सकते हो ओके बाद में. Okay. Then we have got the values of IB and IC. Now the next part is you need to find out the values of VC. So again, okay, thank you. They are correct. Okay. So in order to find out the value of VC again, you have to follow the same process. Same process है हर बार. एक बार KVL input side को लगाना है, एक बार KVL you have to apply it on the output side. Give the polarity sign, and then you have to collect the signs. You have to collect the terms. Then input side से आपको एक तो IB मिलेगा, नहीं तो IC मिलेगा, and output side से आपको VC मिलेगा. Will be always the process will be the same. Again you have to apply KVL on the output side, again output side, right? Just ये practice करो, मतलब आपकी गलती नहीं होगी फिर. Again drop will be like this, plus minus VC. Don't forget VC. Okay, this is VC. Then again this is IERE. So again we got this particular equation, VCC minus, because all drops, last sign of all drops are nothing but minus only. So VCC minus ICRC minus VC minus IRE. We have replaced this particular IE by IC, because we know that IC is approximately equals to I.
S- Sir, first page
Hmm? Yes.
व्हॅल्यू दिलेली आहे त्याच्यावर फर्स्ट पेज मेन्शन कर. स्क्रॉल डाऊन करा सर पेज.
Okay. Got your point actually. Is my screen visible? Okay, so I will just repeat it once more time. So applying, you have to apply KVL to the output side. Okay. So we have find out the drops, the direction of polarity of drop, and then we have collected. So we got this equation. There is no problem in this equation. Okay. Then we have formulated. We see we have taken it on this particular side, on another side. So that's why we have represented this particular equation expression in terms of VC. Okay, तो VC इस साइड में लेके गए हमें, and remaining terms are as it is. VCC minus ICRC minus IC. Again we know that IC is nothing but I, approximately equals to, so we're replacing this IE by IC. Okay, so there is IC in this term also and in this term also, so we are taking IC common, so hence you are getting this particular equation by taking IC common from both the terms. And then you have to just put the values. So the values of VCC is nothing but 15 volt, it is already given. IC we have calculated it as 4.2, RC 470 ohm, and RE 1 kilo ohm. Then again kindly do this calculation and let me know whether the final answer is correct or not. I will wait for a couple of minutes. Calculation करके देखो और give me the answer. Everyone got this answer, or is there any change? So again you should remember, while solving the problem you need to take care of these units also, है ना. ओम ओम वगैरह ये तो है ही यूनिट, बट एट द सेम टाइम दिस, ये भी किलो का भी आपको लेना पड़ेगा 10⁻3. Similarly milli will be 10⁻−3. You have to take care of these things also. Okay. Shall I ask to anyone the answer? सबने सॉल्व किया? पूछूं क्या मैं किसको भी? All right. So it is correct. I got couple of feedback. So now you have to observe here are two things, that the value of VCE and the value of IC in both the methods. Okay. So we will just have a quick look that in second method the value of VC is 8.82, 826, right? The value of VC is 8.826. Now we will observe the value of VC when we have solved this particular circuit by first method. See here, it was 8.68. There was very slight difference between the values. Similarly, if you observe the value of IC, so IC in first method was 4.3 milliampere. Okay, and now we will see the value of IC in the second method. यहाँ पे ध्यान रखो, यहाँ पे 4.3 मिली एम्पियर है. Look here, in this case we have got the value as 4.2, है ना? वहाँ पे 4.3 और यहाँ पे आपको 4.2 मिला. So again you can observe there is very slight difference between two. And why this difference arises? Because you can see that first method we have done, in first method we have done approximation. So जब भी आप approximation करते हो तो there will be some difference between the exact and approximate answer, but both are nothing, but both are slightly one and the same answer only. So this point you should understand. So I will again provide you a couple of more examples so that आपकी practice हो पाए. Okay, and if you are having any problem you have to follow same steps. Okay, you have to follow same steps और मैं ग्रुप पे डाल दूंगा आज नहीं तो कल. ठीक है, so you have to follow same steps and you have to do practice. You have to find out the answers. If you are having any problem while solving that, then you can ask me anytime. Okay, so we have seen the voltage divider biasing circuit and how to solve it by using two methods also, method 1 and method 2. So this particular topic is completed here. Now we will move towards our next topic. So next topic is in your syllabus is transistor as an electronic switch. Now until now whatever we have discussed so far, we have seen the application of transistor as an amplifier. Okay, until at this particular point we have started from the transistor construction and how it can be used as an amplifier. So we have understood that in order to amplify, the input will be analog signal, weak analog signal, and output will be also analog signal only but having high amplitude or amplified amplitude. Okay, but in order to work your transistor as an amplifier, the important thing was it needs to be operated in active region. That was the important point. Or in other words, in order to, we have seen the definition of faithful amplification. Faithful amplification मतलब क्या था कि जो आपका आउटपुट है, shape of your output should match to the shape of your input. Of course it will get amplified but the shape should not change. So that was your faithful amplification. Again we have seen that in order to achieve faithful amplification, biasing is required. So hence we have seen most widely used biasing circuit called as potential divider biasing circuit. So until this point, all the discussion was about in the application of transistor as an amplifier. Okay. So now in this particular topic, we are moving away from the active region. Now we will use transistor as an electronic switch. अभी यहाँ पे application आपका as a switch रहेगा, not as an amplifier. Okay, so there are few points. We have already seen this particular graph. So the name of this graph is output characteristics of common emitter configuration. Output characteristics of common emitter configuration. Why output characteristics? If you observe, this graph is plotted by using two parameters, different values of two parameters. First one is collector current and another one is collector to emitter voltage. And we know that in common emitter configuration, this voltage is output voltage and this current is also output current. So that's why this name is, the graph name is output characteristics of common emitter configuration. Alright, so we have already seen this graph and we have identified different regions. So this particular region is called as active region. This yellow shaded portion is called as saturation region. In this saturation region, your transistor will be fully on. What do you mean by fully on? So we will see that again in this blue shaded region, your transistor is cut off. You know, transistor will be in fully off state. Okay, so we have to see this. We have to operate our transistor in these 2 points. Means at point A for saturation and at point B. Okay. मतलब इस येलो शेड में आप कहीं पे भी ऑपरेट कर सकते हैं. सिमिलरली इस ब्लू शेड में भी आप कट ऑफ रीजन में कहीं पे भी अप्लाई कर सकते हैं. Okay, so I will just read few points for you. There are few points that a transistor can be operated in three modes: active region, or three region, you can say that: active region, saturation region and cutoff region. In active region, transistor works as an amplifier. We have seen that. The two operating regions of transistor, saturation region and cutoff region, are used to operate transistor as a switch. Okay, so if anyone asks you in which operation, while using transistor as a switch, in which region your transistor should operate. So in order to use your transistor as an electronic switch, your transistor should operate in two regions, saturation and cutoff. है ना, स्विच को दो स्टेट होती है ना, ऑन एंड ऑफ. So like that. Now we will see one by one the working of transistor as switch in cutoff region, and after that we will see in the saturation region as well. So just concentrate here for few slides, and this is very important. You can just write whole the description about the working of transistor as switch by observing and understanding these two slides. Okay, so I have made it very brief, and this point you should remember. So the operating condition of transistor are zero input base current. So first of all, just remember that in cutoff region, the base current is zero. We know that in cutoff region, when cutoff region happens, when both emitter base junction as well as collector base junction both are reversed bias. We have seen that. Now, in both reverse bias scenario, what happens? There will be no current. So IB, that is base current, will be zero in the cutoff region. Once base current becomes zero, we know that collector current is nothing but बीटा टाइम्स आई बी, है ना. और आप ऐसे भी ध्यान रख सकते हैं, अगर इनपुट ही नहीं है, आई बी जीरो है, तो आई सी भी जीरो ही होगा. So these three parameters you should remember: IB equal to 0, IC equal to 0, and VC will be maximum collector voltage, VCE. So VC will be equal to maximum voltage क्या है आपके सर्किट में? It will be always VCC. जो सप्लाई वोल्टेज रहता है that will be your maximum voltage. So in cutoff region, the value of VCE equals to VCC, or the state of transistor will be fully off. Now we will see how it is happening actually in the circuit by using this particular circuit. So if you observe this circuit, this is nothing but a simple common emitter configuration circuit, very simple circuit ना. ये potential divider biasing भी नहीं यूज किया इसमें, so that's why I am calling it as a very simple circuit. But the emitter is common to both input side as well as output side, so that's why it is called as common emitter configuration. Okay, so V in is nothing but input voltage, R in is input resistance, or it can be in many cases it can be also termed as RB, base resistance भी बोल सकते हैं इसको, one and the same. Since यहाँ पे V in लिया, so that's why I have taken it as R in. Again collector resistor तो आपको पता ही है, and VCE will be your output. Okay, emitter is directly connected to the ground. Now in this case, in cutoff region, what is happening? If you observe this red line, this red connection, what it implies that your V in, that is input voltage, is given as is connected to the ground. So what will be the value of V in this case? So V in this case will be equal to 0. We are giving 0 to the V, 0 volt. Okay, so now what happens when V in equals to 0 volt? So since there is no voltage here, so no current will flow into the base, right? This is the common sense. V in आपका 0 है, that means there is no voltage. So voltage divided by जितना भी आपका resistance है, voltage ही नहीं है तो current कहाँ से आएगा? So that means you will get this particular equation. V in equal to 0 जब होता है, then your base current will automatically become 0. Since base current is 0, we know that IC is nothing but beta times IB. So IC will also become 0, right? Now what happens? What is meant by IC equals to 0? For that you need to observe this particular diagram. And now we have seen in cutoff region, both junctions are reverse bias, so there is no current flow. So no current flow can be characterized by like this. जब भी आपका करंट आपके सर्किट में कुछ ओपन पार्ट रहता है ना, then the current cannot flow through it. So since you can observe here in this particular loop, output loop, transistor acts as a open switch. तो करंट यहाँ पे क्या हो गया? 0. जो IC करंट फ्लो हो रहा था इस लूप से वो क्या हो गया? 0. और आप अदरवाइज भी बोल सकते हैं कि सिंस IC 0 है यहाँ पे, तो आपका ट्रांजिस्टर मस्ट बी एक्टिंग एज एन ओपन स्विच, तभी तो IC आपका 0 होगा ना, राइट? बिकॉज करंट ऑलवेज नीड्स क्लोज पाथ. Current cannot flow in the open circuit path. You should remember this. So hence this transistor can be equivalent. You can write that equivalently it is equals to the open switch. It can be treated as open switch. No. Or transistor is acting as a off. ना ओपन है मतलब ऑफ स्टेट में है वो. So once this become opens, now this is an interesting point. What about the value of IC? What about the value of VC? वी आउट था ना, ये वी आउट इज नथिंग बट अवर वी सी, ये प्लस माइनस वोल्टेज अक्रॉस कलेक्टर एंड एमिटर इज नथिंग बट अवर वी सी. तो इन दिस केस अवर वी आउट इज नथिंग बट अवर वी सी. ये जो इसके अक्रॉस का जो पोटेंशियल होगा, दिस इज अवर वी सी. वी सी आपका वी आउट है. So now suppose I am saying that there is no current flowing through it. Since my circuit is open, IC equals to 0. Then tell me one thing, if IC equals to 0, then what will be the drop across RC? Anyone can reply. IC अगर 0 है तो रेजिस्टेंस के अक्रॉस में जो वोल्टेज ड्रॉप होगा वो कितना होगा?
Zero, sir.
Yes, very correct. Because we know that drop is nothing but simply current multiplied by resistor. तो अब यहाँ पे करंट की वैल्यू 0 है, दैट मीन्स देयर विल बी नो वोल्टेज ड्रॉप. मतलब जो टोटल वीसीसी आपने अप्लाई किया था उसमें से यहाँ पे 0 वोल्टेज ड्रॉप हो रहा है, मतलब वोल्टेज ड्रॉप हो ही नहीं रहा है. हेंस व्हाट हैपन्स, दिस कंप्लीट वीसीसी will you will get at the output. So your output will have complete value of VCC. Okay, so this is the important point. Output is nothing but your VC. So hence यहाँ पे ऐसा लिखा है. ऑल राइट. सो आपका ट्रांजिस्टर ऑफ स्टेट में है. ऑफ स्टेट में क्यों है? क्योंकि ट्रांजिस्टर में से करंट फ्लो नहीं हो रहा है. हेंस योर ट्रांजिस्टर इज इन ऑफ स्टेट. बट आउटपुट वोल्टेज क्या आ गया आपका? वो VCC आ गया. ओके. So in cutoff region, you should remember these points. These 3 points are very important. That what is the value of IB? It is 0. What is the value of IC? It is 0. What is the value of VC? It will be equal to VCC. And your transistor will not pass any current through it. These parameters, these points you should remember. Okay. If you are having any doubt in this slide, then just you can ask me directly. वेरी सिंपल है, बट आपको थोड़ा अटेंशन पे करना पड़ेगा. हियर 0 वोल्ट स्टैंड्स फॉर अ ग्राउंड है ना, ये ग्राउंड है, दैट्स व्हाई इट इज 0 वोल्ट. मतलब ये पूरा आपका सर्किट इट इज एक्टिंग लाइक दिस सिंप्लीफाइड सर्किट. ऑल राइट. So I already told you what is the takeaway from this slide, that in cutoff region IB बेस करंट 0 होता है, IC भी 0 होता है, एंड VC इक्वल टू VCC. दिस 3 पॉइंट यू शुड रिमेंबर. एंड ट्रांजिस्टर में से कोई भी करंट नहीं जाएगा. सो दैट्स वाई ट्रांजिस्टर विल एक्ट एज अ ओपन स्विच. Now similarly, what is happening in the saturation region? Okay, so we will go with the same flow, that the operating conditions of the transistor. Now in saturation region, I will first tell you what are the conditions, and then we will see how these conditions are actually we are getting it. Okay, so in saturation the base current is maximum. Okay, in earlier case in cutoff region base current was 0. So you can point out the differences also. उसके अपोजिट भी बोल सकते हैं आप. So since base current आपका maximum रहेगा in this case, so that means it will result in the maximum collector current. So base current maximum हो गया, मतलब IC is nothing but beta times IB. So collector current भी maximum हो जाएगा. Okay. So always remember the maximum value of collector current is given by IC sat. So जो maximum value रहती है collector current की, उसको बोलते हैं सैचुरेटेड कलेक्टर करंट या फिर कलेक्टर करंट एट द सैचुरेशन रीजन. Okay, just remember like this. So in saturation region, base current is maximum and collector current is also maximum. So maximum collector current is called as IC sat. Saturation से sat लिया है वो, right? And the collector emitter voltage VC will be 0 and transistor will be fully on. So now you can observe all these 4 parameters which we have discussed in cutoff region. These all 4 parameters are exactly at the opposite end. Means it is exactly opposite to the whatever we have seen in the cutoff region. Right? Just one second. And you can observe here. In cutoff region, IB0, IC0, VC was maximum and transistor was fully off. Whereas in saturation region, IB is maximum, IC is also maximum, VC is 0 and transistor is fully on. Now again we will discuss the working of this particular circuitry and we will see कि ये values कैसे आए. Now again important thing was earlier the connection was like this, है ना, your Vin was equals to 0, but in this case this is the change. This red line, this red connection is nothing but it is given to VCC. That means now your Vin, that is input voltage की वैल्यू क्या है अभी, it is equals to VCC. In earlier case it was 0. VCC मतलब आप ऐसे रख सकते कि मैक्सिमम वोल्टेज दिया है आपने इनपुट को. सो मैक्सिमम वोल्टेज दिया है इनपुट को, सो दैट्स व्हाई इनपुट करंट दैट इज बेस करंट है ना, जो यहाँ से फ्लो हो रहा है आर इन से, तो इनपुट वोल्टेज आपने मैक्सिमम दिया है, दैट मीन्स आई बी विल बी ऑल्सो मैक्सिमम. सेम लॉजिक है. आई बी मैक्सिमम हो गया तो आई सी भी मैक्सिमम हो रहा है. और सिंस आई सी जो आपका हो रहा है दैट इज मैक्सिमम आई सी, दैट इज आई सी सेट. ओके, ड्यू टू दैट all the drop will be across this RC only. मतलब VCC का जो ड्रॉप है ना यहाँ पे, so complete VCC will drop across this resistor only. Since IC sat is maximum, ये क्यों हो रहा है, क्योंकि यहाँ पे इन सैचुरेशन रीजन योर कलेक्टर करंट बिकम्स मैक्सिमम, मतलब जो मैक्सिमम पॉसिबल वैल्यू है ना, तो मैक्सिमम पॉसिबल वैल्यू कैसे निकाली उन्होंने, मैक्सिमम वोल्टेज लिया VCC और डिवाइडेड बाय RC आएगा. हाँ, so we got a question like in cutoff and saturation, what is the value of IE? You can answer this question. I know, just you can answer this question. Just apply some basic understanding until now. Just try to answer the question. आप ही बताओ क्या होना चाहिए आई की वैल्यू कट ऑफ में और सैचुरेशन में.
सर जितने आईसी की है.
बस एग्जैक्टली करेक्ट, क्योंकि आई वी हैव ऑलरेडी
Okay.
अप्रोक्सीमेटेड इट एज आईसी. जो आईसी की वैल्यू होगी वही आई की, मतलब आई आपका कट ऑफ में 0 होगा और सैचुरेशन में मैक्सिमम वैल्यू होगी, दैट इज आईसी सैट. राइट,
मतलब सर आईबी आईसी और आई तीनों सेम ही होंगे ना.
नहीं सेम नहीं होंगे. अब यहाँ पे मैक्सिमम का मतलब ये नहीं है कि आई बी विल बी इक्वल टू द आईसी. आई बी विल बी ऑलवेज लेस देन आईसी, है ना, मतलब स्टार्टिंग से अपन ने एक ही पॉइंट पकड़ा है कि आई बी अप्रोक्सीमेटली इक्वल टू 0, ऐसे ही अपन लेके चलते. एंड इन एग्जाम्पल ऑल्सो वी हैव सीन IB का यूनिट क्या था, माइक्रो एम्पियर, ये सॉरी माइक्रो एम्पियर यूनिट था, माइक्रो मीन्स 10⁻⁻⁶, सॉरी पार्डन मी फॉर 1 मिनट। सो यहाँ पे IB मैक्सिमम का मीनिंग क्या है कि IB की जो मैक्सिमम वैल्यू पॉसिबल है, बट IB और IC का रिलेशन क्या है, IC is equals to beta times IB,
Beta time IB.
राइट। सो इट कैन नॉट बी सेम ना, क्योंकि बीटा की वैल्यू हमेशा से हाई रहती है। सो लेट्स से बीटा की वैल्यू 50 से लेके 250 तक रहती है प्रैक्टिकली, फ्रॉम 50 to 250, ठीक है। तो कहने का मतलब ये यहाँ पे मैक्सिमम जो बोला है, दैट इज फॉर द मैक्सिमम वैल्यू ऑफ IB पॉसिबल वैल्यू। तो यहाँ पे इट डज नॉट मीन दैट बेस और IC की वैल्यू सेम है, ठीक। ठीक, तो हाँ, वेर वर बी, so in this particular diagram what is happening, I was telling you that maximum value, so complete maximum voltage will be drop across this.
Sir, voice is breaking.
Hello, is it audible? Am I audible? Hello. Okay, so we will just conclude in 5 minutes only, don't worry about it. So what I was telling you, that the complete VCC will be, it will drop across this RC only. And why it is happening? Because of this maximum value of IC. So we have the formula for IC, that IC sat, है ना। अभी सैचुरेशन में जब भी मैं IC बोलूँगा मतलब IC sat ही रहेगा वो, ठीक है। तो IC sat की वैल्यू क्या रहेगी फिर, IC sat इज नथिंग बट करंट फ्लोइंग थ्रू दिस पर्टिकुलर, और मैंने क्या बोला, पूरा का पूरा ड्रॉप इसके अक्रॉस आएगा, दैट मीन्स VCC डिवाइडेड बाय RC, ये आपका फॉर्मूला रहता है कलेक्टर का सैचुरेशन रीजन में, ऑलराइट। So since a complete drop is across this particular IC, मतलब पूरा का पूरा वोल्टेज VCC में का, वैसे क्या होता था कि some part of VCC was getting dropped across this RC और कुछ पार्ट VC के अक्रॉस, है ना। लेकिन अब पूरा का पूरा VCC इसके अक्रॉस ही ड्रॉप हो रहा है, राइट। So that means there is no voltage drop across this VCE. So VCE, hence our VC is equals to 0. What do you mean by VC equal to 0? VC equal to 0 is nothing but your transistor is acting as a short circuit, है ना। वोल्टेज ड्रॉप अक्रॉस शॉर्ट सर्किट 0 वोल्ट होता है। आपने ये टर्म यूज भी किया होगा, शॉर्ट सर्किट हो गया, शॉर्ट सर्किट हो गया, दैट मीन्स व्हाट, मैक्सिमम करंट कैन फ्लो थ्रू द शॉर्ट सर्किट। तो जब भी शॉर्ट सर्किट होता है मैक्सिमम करंट फ्लो होता है और आपका फ्यूज चला जाता है। फ्यूज की एक कैपेसिटी होती है, फ्यूज इज यूज फॉर द प्रोटेक्शन ऑफ योर डिवाइसेस एंड ऑल, ठीक है। तो जब भी शॉर्ट सर्किट होता है मतलब क्या होता है, मैक्सिमम करंट फ्लो होता है आपके सर्किट में से। सो इन दिस केस मैक्सिमम करंट इज नथिंग बट IC sat. So the important point you have to take away from this slide is, again 4 important point, that IB will be maximum, IC will be equal to IC sat, VC की वैल्यू 0 होगी और your transistor will work as a fully on, है ना। जो स्विच था वो पहले कैसा ऑफ था, मतलब ओपन था ना स्विच। नाउ इन दिस केस द ट्रांजिस्टर इज एक्टिंग एज अ क्लोज स्विच, so that's why this is, you can call it as fully on. मतलब ट्रांजिस्टर ऑन है, इसमें से करंट पास हो रहा है. So I hope these both slides are very much clear to you. If you are having any doubt, then you can ask me. Otherwise, we will conclude our today's session here.